Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and today I'm going to be continuing on with the Who's Got Mail journal that I'm working on. So in the first video, I created those rolling pages to create a whole bunch of pages for the journal. I have decided to probably split this into 2 signatures, maybe 3. We'll have to see. I got another idea for something. But I also want to add other pages that are not part of this. So one of the things that I was thinking about doing was just adding simple brown pages. These have lines on them. Add that in there. Maybe some coffee dyed, regular, plain coffee dyed pages. Nothing with prints, because when you look at these, there's just so many prints. But then I got another idea for something. This also could be used for any journal, but I'm specifically going to put it in this one, and it is involving envelopes. So I'm thinking, why can't I make a signature page out of these envelopes and have a window in there that you can see through from page to page? You'd be able to strategically put some sort of ephemera or picture behind where this picture is, and then when you flip it over, there's one over here. And we used to do that in scrapbooking, where you would have a window on a page and then you'd have something showing through. So I thought, well, let's make a signature page out of that. And I've got these lovely huge windows. And I was originally thinking to just do one window, but I'm thinking I'm going to go through all this effort to make a window signature that I should do 2. So now, if this exists and has been done before, I can't say I've seen it. But you know, like I said, everything's out there in this world. Let me get rid of this flap. I don't need the flap. I am going to also, we're going to masterboard this with the papers that I had when I was making the rolling sheets, and go from there. So, I might even, as I'm masterboarding it, leave some of this out here because there's blue. All right, so I'm thinking I'd like to do 2 windows, and I'll probably do it so that there's like one up high and one down low. And or do I do 2? No, we'll do, because I haven't done it before. Let's do 1. Let's do that one. This one might be too skinny. That's the same thing. So many envelopes, so many to choose from. Get those out of the way. Wait, I don't want that one. All right, so I'm going to cut this one open, and I'm going to trim down the non-window part of the envelope. There we go. I'm going to trim down the non-window part of the envelope and make it be a regular size of a journal page. So I'm going to use this as a example. It's one of the ones I have in there. So, all right, I'm thinking I should probably like cut that, because this looks like about, yeah, that's like a good size. So I'll be able to cut this down a little and cut that down a little. So we'll use that as the fold, and I'll add this. I want it to be out to about there. So I think I will make a mark here. I'll just use my scissors. It'll be right about there. And we'll cut that and glue them together. Now I'm gonna start the, oh, I should save that. That could be fun. The paper masterboarding part. But then I'll probably either just fast forward it or just cut back into it when it's all said and done. All right, so we're going to glue that there, and then we'll just go ahead and get rid of this. So we'll just glue those 2 pieces together and call it a day. Just going to trim, cut that off. And save that, because again, blue, kind of fun. We'll see. All right, so we'll just go ahead and we'll do that to that and make one big signature page. And then I'll go back and I'll trim the, actually I think I'm gonna trim this to the height, because I can't trim, I don't want to trim those sides because they're small. So I'm gonna trim this to the height that I want and then flip it back around again. All right, well, not that far, Lisa. That would be crazy. All right, so it can be a little bit shorter. All right, let's go right about there. Okay, so we got rid of that. Now let's see if I did that correctly. So that, all right, so that'll be the signature page of that. I probably should have done it. Yeah, that's still gonna work. That'll be the, it depends on how I masterboard it. That could be the front, that could be the back. But this ended up being a lot shorter. Yeah, I'll have to trim that one down a bit too, but I'm going to do it after I glue. Okay, so let's glue. I think I'm going to use my art glitter glue just so it stays good. I don't want it to come apart, even though I'm going to put some masterboard stuff on here. It'll cover that, but might as well start with a good seal. All right, and I don't want to go over the fold. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so that would be the signature, like that. So it's a little shorter, which is fine, and it's just a little longer. So I guess I will just trim that down to there and call it even. You're gonna fit? You will fit wonderfully. All right. It's a little crooked, but since it'll be one side of the one page of a signature and one on the other, no one will know it was crooked to start. Those extra pieces off of there. All right, yeah, so this is going to be, I think, interesting. So it would be, like I said, I'm going to paper it up here, and then whatever is on this page, we make sure it's pretty. And then whatever is on this page, we end up making sure that it is pretty. And then whatever is on the next page after that, when this opens, would be pretty, etc., etc. I think it'll be fun. And like I said, this is not necessarily just has to be something you do for this journal, this mail journal, but I think any kind of journal that you're looking to add something fun and you have envelopes, I say make yourself a little signature page on your own. Just got to measure it out to how big you want it to be, glue two envelopes together, and there you go. Okay, so like I said, we're going to just add master boards or paper to this, and I'll probably do a little bit of wrapping around. And I think I'm going to try to do as big as I can so it doesn't take as long to cover. I don't need tiny little pieces on here. So we'll just start with this one. And I'm going to overlap the window just probably right to the edge. And fold it over. And there we go. First piece down. Now for edges like this, what I think I would end up doing is wrapping that around also. So I'll measure that like that, and then we'll fold it up now I know that that should wrap around and cover this side, so I'm going to trim it. Now I could have taken the cutter and cut it. But I think scissors will be fine enough. Okay, we'll refold it back. And then this is just going to get glued, wrapping around here. Cover that part of the window. I think I'll have it go up just a little and I could trim that off. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to end up covering this whole thing with paper. And if I have to trim some off afterwards to make it fit, I can. But it will eventually be able to be a signature in this book, which I think will be fun, add a little bit of difference to it, like that. All right, there's a little bit showing there, but I could always put a little bit of washi tape if I don't like that on there. Yeah, fun. Now the putting it over the fold, I think it's going to be okay. Wait for it to completely dry, but that'll be something I can add later, or do fold later. All right, so I want it to wrap around. I wrap around that side. Yeah, I think I will. I'll cut some of this off. The least amount of pieces I think is going to be better off for this. So we're going to go there and we'll just trim this off because that'll go over the window. We don't want to go over the window. So that's going to go right there. Yep, that'll work. And again, if we got some weird places, we can always add some washi tape to it when all is said and done. All right, I think this is going to be the last piece that I will that I will show in regular speed. And I'm not sure, I haven't decided yet. I'll have to watch the tape if I will show the rest as fast speed or just come back and show you the finished piece. I'll have to see what it looks like, but I will tape it. There we go. Just needed to pull it up. It was a little bit on the cockeyed side and go in there, but I got a good start on it. I think it's pretty good. So, like I said, we're gonna go to fast motion. All right, I am all done with Speedy Gonzales. Okay, so I was so excited how these turned out. I added some washi tapes to it. I also added some of my stickers to it. And I got so excited, I made a second one. Now, with me putting them back and forth, I am not sure if this was the one I was doing on camera or if this one was, but I'm pretty sure this one was. But I added, like I said, washi tapes and labels and stickers, etc. But both have two windows, one on each side, one near the top, one near the bottom. And same with this, one near the top, one near the bottom. So I can put one in each signature. So very excited. All right, now I also pulled together some extra pages here that I can put in to make up for them being just all the junk. So I pulled some of these sheets that I got a while ago from Temu. They're thin, kind of crafty paper, plain. These have dots. I pulled 2 of each, 1 for each signature. Maybe I should sort them. I got dots. I've got these grids. And I've got my darker paper. I've got some invoices. These have red and kind of beige color. This one is more blue. This one I pulled beige, but I might just stick with this beige with red one. I might not use that. Oh, and then back to these are the lined papers version. I'll put them on the bottom because they're similar to that. And then I also pulled some regular scrapbook paper that's white on the back and cut them down to 8.5 by 11. They were 12 by 12 sheets. So let's see, I'm gonna put that one to the side now. I've got I think 4 reds, so let's go that with that. And then did I pull 4 blues? I did pull 4 blues, so 2 of each. So this, all right, let's go that with that. Okay, so I've got papers, and I might not use them all, but I wanted to have some variety to add to them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, I got almost enough for 3 signatures. And I was thinking about doing 3 signatures for this. So let's see if I have 11 of each of these, and this would be 12. And so I definitely want to put this on the top of one. And this has a pocket. So these are the unique ones. So that would be 13, 14. This has a flip, 15. And 16. There's another Joann's. And I have an odd one. Okay. 17. 17 each. So it's 34. If I divided by 3, that's 10, 11. 11 pages for each. All right, I think I'm gonna, for right now, we'll go ahead and keep these together as 2. And I'm gonna make next week I'm gonna make the journal cover. You go on the outside. Next week I was gonna make the journal cover. So, if I make the journal cover, the one I'm thinking of, I'll split this back up into 13, or into 3, and do 11 each. Okay, you're going to be the center. And go from there. So what I think I'll just do is we will keep these as 2 from right now. And I'll fold these. And I can always get a couple more sheets, I think, to split these into 3. But for right now, we'll do them into 2. All right, so the thought on the, put these aside for now. The thought on the journal cover is I've seen I think it's called like a Z fold, outside, where you hook 3 covers together. I can sort of do it with this and this. So you hook three sheets together, and you put in a signature there, you put a signature there, and you put a signature there, and you've got signature that comes in here, signature that comes in there, and then when you flip it around, you got a signature that goes in there. So it's kind of like a flip-flop, similar to the yellow one that I'm doing for the yellow journal that I'm doing the travel, but that is doesn't have signatures in there. It just endless, keeps flipping around. So I was thinking about doing that as 3. And I think you'd have to be cut down. You're a little bit big, but for now, I'm not going to. unless somebody else has another idea of another way to do this, but I'm thinking 17 pages for the two each might be a little bit big to just do a regular journal with a spine. I don't know, I'm just talking out loud here. Hopefully my lovely subscribers might have an idea or a thought of what I could do to get this to be reasonable. So I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is, like I said, I'm gonna fold this first signature. We can put it into one of the pieces and see what it looks like, to see if it looks too huge or if it looks okay. Because a lot of these papers, these are really thin in general. So, might work. All right, so we've got colored papers, and then we've got the solidish, and then we've got the invoices. Okay. Now I said it before with this, for the window I would put something in there and go from there. Same with this. So when this is closed, see, it would show something through there, something kind of fun, so I can keep that up there. All right, so we've got that, and let's go with that, and go with that. It's got that flip-flop, and there's the center. Okay, so we can go back and maybe this one. I like this one. Yeah, see, this is getting definitely chunky. That page, that page, that page. And beige. Okay. Not a very exciting center, so that we might have to rethink about. It's got the flip. So I got that at the window, and then for this side, okay. Yeah, it seems pretty chunky for a signature. So dividing up into thirds might not be the worst thing in the world to do. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and fold these, and I think we're going to call this video done, since I am not sure, like I said, what we're going to do with the journal cover, which is going to be next week. The journal covers I'm going to be using, I believe, are not going to be these because I want them bigger. So we'll be using the 12 by 12 version of those, but cut down to be probably a 9 by 6 like normal. But we'll have to make them into the W version so they'll overlap each other a little bit. So it's going to have to play with that and figure that out for next week. All right, well, I think the takeaway from this whole video, besides the folding, which I can do off camera, I'm going to stop doing these and just re-show the journal covers, or since I'm going to split these back up anyway. So the question is, do I make another one of these? Those were definitely fun to make out of envelopes. We'll have to see. You'll have to come back and see if I make a third one or if we just stick with the two. But either way, these are great to add to any journal. With the envelopes, with the windows, I love them. I think they're very fun. So if you like them, a thumbs up would be awesome. And if you want to see how this is going to end up, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And stay tuned. The next video I do, I'm not sure if it'll be up tomorrow or the next day. I've got a new freebie in the works and I'm very excited over. And it involves watercolor florals. I don't need to do the yellow journals up next. I'll start that next week also. But I had already done a yellow, what do you want to call it? A yellow release that's at my coffee account. So I don't need to release yellow papers for the yellow journals. So I did it already. So I thought, oh, I should probably do something else for this month. And I got some watercolor flowers that are going to involve the other journals coming up. Oranges, purples, reds, yellows, just a variety, but can be used anywhere. I think they're going to be great spring floral papers. So stay tuned for that, as well as starting the yellow journal. And again, I will see you next week when we make the cover for this Who's Got Mail book. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye now.